Dixon, iron for justice for the law.
He rides from Texas to enforce the law.
Well, people look at me and say, Roy, is you the law?
He rides from Texas to enforce the law.
Good morning. Well, yesterday I did a lot of work yesterday. So much I can't recount most of it. I was looking at my, my stuff today and seeing what all I did. But I did one thing with the events of the weekend, especially the shooting in El Paso. Of course, I jumped on it like a conservative Republican that I am, and it was a horrendous deal and shouldn't have happened, and the guy's a nut and all this kind of stuff. And apparently they started putting up a bunch of screenshots of his so-called manifesto. First off, I'd like to say, right away you get the conspiracy buffs in there saying, well, let's see here, connection available, good. You get the conspiracy buffs in there, and they're saying, he didn't write it, or somebody else wrote it for him, or the deep state put it up because they set the false flag up, and all right, that's a bunch of bull. He wrote it. All right, he wrote it. Wrote it over a long period of time. Okay, but what I did is when I got a hold of it, and it was like one line space. So what I did was edited the darn thing. I didn't change anything, but I grouped it, made it where you could read it and everything. And over in Open Carry, Texas, the directors over there didn't want to run it because they didn't want to glorify what he said. But my attitude is, no, we all need to read that thing. You all need to know. And I learned something last night while I was sitting here having a wine and cheese. Okay, man, this is weird. I hope this is coming through. I learned something last night. I sent it around, to my publishing network and everything. Got over to Europe and places like that. And I expected, everybody to be like, well, he was a nut and all this kind of stuff. But the millennials began to read that doggone thing. And while they, were suitably horrified that he did what he did in the end and everything, their second opinion is, well, look, he shot the wrong people. This is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. And that blew me away. That blew me away. These kids between 19 and 30 are so tired of our bull crap that they're willing to go ahead and start a fourth right or something in order to straighten out the mess. So be aware. Be aware that that's the attitude of the country. And if you read this thing, it's in the link up there. You read this thing, I'm going to stand by what I wrote in the article. It's right out of Mein Kampf. But Mein Kampf worked. Hitler struck a nerve and a chord with the people in Germany who didn't have anything to eat, no jobs, and no money. Okay? Now, he went overboard, and that's what this guy does. He has some good ideas. He really does. But then right in the end, just like Hitler didn't like them doggone Jews, he don't like them doggone Mexicans. And it's all diplomatic. We want to put them over here, in their own region where they'll be happy and everything. Kind of like a ghetto in Warsaw. Something like that. Okay? That's what we're dealing with, folks. That's what we're dealing with. Right away, Daniel, one of my other writers over in Amsterdam, he looked at it, and I told him, I said, I want you to go in there and tear this guy up and everything. And he read it, and he come back and said, no, he ain't totally wrong. That's what we're dealing with. Okay, so I want you guys to read that thing. Take a look at what the young people in this country are thinking like. Remember, in Germany, it wasn't the old people out there in the brown shirts. It was the people just like the millennials that had their whole childhood, they didn't have enough bread to eat, and all of a sudden this guy with a mustache comes along and they've got toast. It's called politics, fellas. And politics are strong. Daniel put up another thing. We read an article with him where he described what the next Civil War is going to be like, and it's not going to be the North against the South. It's going to be the liberals against the right.
I'm going to take a guess on how many times you're going to get shot from here.
You can't touch this.
touch this.